Hello and welcome to the Inner Gamer On. My name is Breganowski.
And I'm Austin Morales.
Hello, Austin. How's it going?
Hey, it's going, man.
Dude, this is weird. We're about to do an episode here that's not piggybacked off our podcast.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but awesome.
Yeah, no, it's super awesome. So this is the Inner Gamer On. This is our episode where we talk about cool things happening in the video game industry, and specifically this time around, we have the Game Awards. They just happened last night as we're recording this. And if you don't know what the Game Awards are a yearly event that are hosted at the end of the year by Jeff Keighley. And what they do is basically help recognize the greats of the year. And, you know, you have like in movie industry, you have the Oscars, you have the Emmys in television, you have the Grammys in music. This is kind of what that's trying to be, is let's give a way to recognize these developers and publishers and stuff and get them exposure into the world of video games and let people know, like, hey, we're legit people. This is a lit industry that is worth recognizing and rewarding those talents.
I remember when the only time you could get this was from like all the news outlet sites, like they would, all of them would do their game of the year, but like now there's a place we can go to and get an actual trophy, which is always special to have something tangible in your hand for, you know, your great work. And this one's the biggest one yet. Like the other ones were, you know, more or less, you know, pretty, they were good. They were good. Like it wasn't amazing, but this one was pretty concise. They laid out everything. There wasn't I hardly saw any little snippets where you could edit this down to like, this is a shitty show.
Right.
Like the other, I don't know if you've seen the other ones. Like people have edited down where like, look how shitty this Game Awards is. Yeah. Jeff Keighley, blah, blah, blah.
No, they've definitely polished it quite a bit. And it looks like a legit award show now. I mean, it is a legit award show. Hosted in Anaheim, California, so it's way over there on the West Coast. But they had people from all over the place, you know, because
all over the world come there.
Nintendo obviously took home a lot of stuff, which we'll talk about later on. But man, so let's get into it. Let's talk about some pros and cons. So for me, like I was surprised at how long this was overall. I mean, they had a lot of awards there, but it was like a very it was 2.5 hours probably, I think is what it ran. Yeah. When it was all said and done, I was like,
way too long.
This is intense. And I read some comments. I was reading an article on Forbes, and they were talking about how, in their mind, they could have done with cutting back a lot of the awards to show on screen, but at the same time, they said that they also rushed through some of the awards. So there were certain awards on there, such as Best RPG. They only announced the winner. They didn't announce the nominees. I mean, knew what they were on the website, but they weren't like actually like, hey, here's the nominees and stuff as formally as everything else had.
Right.
And the RPGs
still
this year
need to
were
polish up
great.
a little, you know, still a little rough around the edges, but at the same time, it's the best one they've done yet.
Oh yeah, for sure. What do you think of that orchestra, man? That was
nice. That was nice.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of musical numbers during these award shows. I'm just like, come on, let's just get to the good stuff and let's get out of here. I know it's supposed to be this big event where everyone's watching, and you know you got to provide some entertainment. But if I was there in the audience, I'd be like, my gosh, just get to the award I want to see, and let's get on with it.
You're not a concert guy, so
I'm not a
that
concert
throws
guy.
you off a little bit.
I do like the orchestral
this
stuff.
This is great. I love it.
I do like the orchestral stuff.
Yeah.
At the same time, like if you're going to see a concert, like you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
So. Plus, there's an after party, so I'm just like, let's get to the after party. Fuck all this.
I would love to have been to that after party. Woo, man. Just all the winners and stuff like that. I'm sure it was.
Oh yeah, talk to industry titans and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude, it would be a lot of fun. So I mean, overall, the presentation was great. The one part that I thought was really hilarious, the most iconic moment, because there wasn't any like bad things to the event, but one thing that was just funny and meme worthy is Joseph Fares, the writer and director of A Way Out. He was like rambling on a little bit too long, and there was a part where he was like, fuck the Oscars, and he was like, I love this like whole event that's going on, and just look it up on YouTube. You'll see kind of what he did, but he went on a rant for like a good 6-7 minutes probably.
Sometimes you can go too far, and this is one of those times you shouldn't have gotten that far, my friend.
Yeah. It was cool. It was just like, okay, I'm ready to. It was uncomfortable to watch because you could see Jeff Keighley just being like, do I kick him off the stage? What do I say?
Right. He doesn't want
And
to be
they were
rude.
like, well, we got time. We got to attend to, and we need to show your trailer. So let's move on. And he's like, no, this is my time to shine, Jeff. This is my time to shine. Let me finish this up. So
do you like how he was trying to go mess up the flow stuff? He's like, all right, we'll speak after the trailer. He's like, no, we're not doing that. It's like, oh, well, then I'll just speak now. Blah blah blah.
he's
blah.
like, then this is my moment.
Yeah, I was like, dude, come on, get off. You've already fucked up.
I mean, I thought it was fun. I thought
It's
it was
funny.
I thought it was cool. He's just really energetic about this industry. So
That's good. That's
but we'll
good.
talk about that in a little bit. But let's jump into the big announcement. So this award show is mostly about. I mean, it's focused on the awards. But what's so special about this is that when you watch like the Oscars and stuff like that, you don't get new trailer announcements for new movies or anything like that.
Right.
You know, musicians will play their hits at the Grammys. You know, they're not going to play, oh, here's a brand new song that we just haven't released to anybody yet. But here's where you get that at the Game Awards. I mean, you get world exclusive announcements, and they are pushing for that hardcore, which I think is awesome. And
which
this year,
which is great. Which I know they do that, but I didn't think I think this year was really awesome to see these like Nintendo drop stuff.
yeah,
here
they hit some really good stuff this year. Like this was, to me, I mean, this was the announcements that we got here were better than Gamescom. And Gamescom is always like the heavy hitter.
Oh, yeah.
Or not heavy hitter, but it's like it's up there with E3-ish. It's usually more gameplay trailers and stuff like that, but this is new stuff. Like we haven't seen this before.
Sorry, when's Gamescom again? Exact dates.
When
this
is
year?
it? It was shoot, I'm blanking right now. It was either September, I think September, August or September.
I mean, honestly, you're coming right off of E3. Like, what else do you have to drop?
Well, that's
and
the
you want to
thing,
keep the year going and ending this, this year here at this award show is a great place to end it at.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of stuff we get from PSX because they still have that left, so that'll be interesting. But
well, we got Breath of the Wild DLC 2, which I've been waiting for forever. And it was just the other day. I was like, man, when is this ever coming out? Like, I'm never gonna get to play Zelda again.
Yeah, that was amazing. So they announced the Champion's Ballad is the new DLC for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and they did something unthinkable and said this DLC is coming out and you can get it tonight. So
amazing.
Surprise, there it is. You had like a brand spanking new DLC and it looks cool. Like I really was impressed by it. Austin is having some growing pains trying to get to it, but he's working through it. He's
started a new game and now I wish I didn't.
Yeah, exactly. But that's okay. I mean, you'll get there eventually.
Yeah,
you'll make it happen. So PUBG had some stuff. We're going to save that for a little bit later. But the competitor to PUBG, I guess it's a competitor, Fortnite's Battle Royale mode. It's free to play, still free to play. They announced something new that really has me excited. 50 versus 50 Battle Royale.
Very enticing.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of Fortnite's Battle Royale. Yeah. I'm not a fan of it. I try to play it on the PlayStation. Blah, blah. I'd rather play PUBG. Like that's just more my game.
Well, that's a bummer.
I decided to put that out there. I know. It kind of sucks because this looks really cool, and I wish PUBG would do this.
Yeah.
Have a lower level of, well, I mean, I guess it's still 100 players. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's 100 players, but the difference is that it's not like
now
every man for himself.
Yeah.
It's like war, basically. It's like 50 people attacking 50 people, but you're attacking their base. So it's like attack and defend kind of situation. I mean, this is like, when people were all about like, what is it, Minas Tirith or whatever in Lord of the Rings, where they're like battling there and like that's an all-out war and everybody's like wanted that moment to happen. This is that moment, but not with Lord of the Rings. It's just there. But
here's how they're going to actually go about that with the, I wonder if there's going to be a set time, like you have 10 minutes to build your castle, or if it's just like, go. Yeah. Good luck. Build if you can, but, I don't know. I just see all-out warfare, just like, ah!
Yeah. That's true. I mean, it's going to be, it seems like, I mean, I played a game mode a long time ago as a mod for Half-Life 2 Deathmatch called Source Forts. And that was similar, but it was like 10v10, it was like very small, but it was basically there's two sides and you guys run after each other on each side and try and break through the walls and get into their base, capture a flag, and then bring it back to your base. So that was the process.
See, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. So if that's kind of like, if they have an objective based thing like that in here, that could be interesting. And I mean, these forts are huge. So, if you're like attacking somebody's base and it's like that massive, It could be interesting, but it could be like just an all out, just like straight shot and not be as good. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of guide people along. So it's not just like people running straight at each other and see what happens.
But that's kind of cool too, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, just all out warfare, you know, you already have resources. But I just hope they don't have pre-built forts for them. Because eventually people are going to start like knowing, oh, this is where I come in at. You know, it makes it easier.
I think there'll be a lot of, if there is that, like they're going to change really quickly. If people are going to get smart enough to realize, okay, we have to fix this part, we got to change this, and they're gonna get smart about how to change that up.
That's true.
Adapt to those situations, but it'll look really cool. So I'm excited for that. So speaking of A Way Out earlier, we're talking about Joseph Ferris and stuff like that. They did come out with, well, after he talked, they showed a trailer revealing more of the two characters that were there, and he has come out and said that the game's coming out March 23rd of 2018. So
awesome.
That is a first quarter release date there, which the other thing that they mentioned, I don't know if you saw this part when he was talking about it in the trailer, but this game, if you buy it, it's required to play with somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I can buy the game and then you can download on your computer from your home console and not have to buy a second copy.
Really?
One copy, 2 players across the internet.
That's interesting.
So we could just split the price.
Wow.
Yeah. So in the video, he was like, so here's the copy that you have. And then usually when you play a game with your friend that's over the internet, you have to have a second copy. Well, fuck that. He threw it out to the side. It was like, this is how our game plays. You just need one copy and that's it. And he was like super excited about it. But that's cool.
That's pretty genius because it allows people to really focus on that camaraderie that y'all get. You know, it's not just like, oh well, hey, you know, this is game. You know, do you want to get it? And then it's just like, oh well, I don't like it.
Yeah,
I just wasted
not
30,
wanting to
50.
spend the money on it. But it's like, well, if we split the cost, you know, like, or if you don't like it, then that's fine. We'll just, you know, you won't split it with me, but there's not as much loss there.
Right.
You know, you don't have to convince people.
Focus on the fun and less on the investment.
Exactly. So PUBG, they made sure to push that back as far as possible and wait to the very end of that. But they finally showed off the map Miramar. And what do you think of it? How do you feel?
I'm ready.
Yeah, you ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Did you see the 2-person like jet ski wooden jet ski thing?
So stupid. I don't understand why it's weird. Why is it like that?
I don't know. I'm sure there's gonna be some story bit to it, but I was looking at the top down map of this and what it looks like and everything, and it's very similar kind of in design to the first one, but subtle differences like
less water,
much less water, and
I
the island's small. There's still an island, so the circle could still end up on an island, but it's like in a corner. So I think there's less chance of that happening.
Right.
But there is like really interesting. I think there's a prison. Oh no, yeah, the other one has a prison too. But there was like some really interesting. There's like a bowl, I forgot what the bowl was, or like a big huge bowl area that you can like drive cars into, and
that's cool.
Like a dust bowl kind of looking area. And there's just a lot of different types of places. And there's one area that's a big huge sprawling city that sounds like it's akin to like a Dubai kind of area. I don't know how big the buildings are, but it sounds like it's supposed to be very kind of elegant looking in that space. And there's like really just junky.
So what do you think about? Well, at least what I got from this, what I've seen is there's not a lot of cover outside of the cities, which seem to be more populated with buildings and structures.
Yeah.
Opposed to this, where like you have they have hills too, but you know you have more tree cover. There's like patches of trees where you can kind of get in, and
you have a lot of like mountain passes and stuff where you can like, you know, like this side of the map you're pretty much clear because nobody's going to come across the mountain necessarily.
Right.
But
it was just more trees, like more shrubbery for cover. And this one, like the trees are dead.
Yeah.
So you can see through them easily. You can't just like go up, you know, on a hill and come down with tree cover. Now you have to like bounce from tree to tree.
I feel like it's going
to push people to these cities more, where there's going to be a lot more battling.
Yeah. So there'll be less. There's going to be less people like probably dropping in the middle of nowhere and more of them, or they might just find a little town eventually and just be like, okay, we're going to meet here eventually. Let's go hit the big town and like run out of here as fast as possible while these guys are rummaging through it.
Right.
And then secure this little base and just like sit here and hope the circle lands on us.
Right.
But
I'm excited.
I'm really pumped. So it's out.
Test servers.
12/20 is when it comes out of early access, and then it's on the test servers now. So
Yes.
after this is done, I'm gonna go play it. So yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah, sorry. He has like things to do.
Yeah, I gotta go do adult things.
Yeah, adulting. So World War Z released a trailer for a video game.
Very cool.
That was pretty wild.
Did not expect that.
4-player co-op. So that'll be interesting. I like that there's a lot of these co-op games coming out finally. I mean, there's not much to know about this based on the trailer they revealed, but it looks like zombies climbing the walls, and it's co-op, and it's on console and PC. So
right. I'm excited.
Cool. Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking for a new Left 4 Dead type thing, and this seems to be way more zombies and seems to be more frightening than the Left 4 Dead zombies.
Potentially, yeah.
I just hope they have objectives, because that's what I like doing, like accomplishing objectives while trying to fend off the horde. Hopefully they, because it would be interesting to see if they do like the Left 4 Dead route, where it's, I mean, Left 4 Dead was often like very confined spaces and stuff, like your narrow pathways and all that. Whereas this one looked like it was much on a grander scale ish. But I wonder if they're going to find a medium point with that, or if they're going to make it grander, where you're like roaming through these big open sprawling spaces. Like, I mean, imagine if it was like a PUBG size map with 4-player co-op. Well, that'd be so cool.
Fighting through like
and you're picking
things.
Up weapons on the way, you know.
Because like DayZ was like that, except there wasn't a lot of zombies. You know, it was for me. You didn't have hordes of zombies coming after you. It was just like a couple of zombies here, a couple of zombies there, and like the fear was there, but it wasn't like you could get away from a zombie pretty easily. Even if you're in a town, there was like patches of them, but it wasn't like you had like 50 zombies coming after you.
Right.
So
it looks like if it is somewhat sprawling and open world ish, that even if you go into a building to take cover, the zombies are just going to create a fucking tower of zombies to get to you, and then you're like, oh shit. Get surrounded easily. It should be interesting. I hope. It could be a really, really shitty game.
It could be like the movie.
Yeah,
it looked cool. It just it is bum, but it was okay. But I only watched it because it was in 4K, and I had a 4K TV at the time, so I was like, all right, it's cool. From Software, we got the announcement we wanted. We don't know what it is, but it's an announcement.
I think it's Bloodborne 2.
Oh, I totally think it is too.
Like,
yeah,
it seemed like it was a trap that was made, and something got caught in it.
Yeah,
and said something about shadows died twice or something like that.
Yeah,
I already forgot.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I expected that to happen. I've heard rumors that they might drop something at PSX. Ooh. So we'll see if we get that. But like, I think Devin's been talking about a lot lately, and other people have been saying that if there is a Bloodborne coming, like From Software is going to take their time, so don't expect it. Like, it's going to be probably a 2019 game, if anything.
Please take all the time you need.
So I don't know if we want anything more than just the trailer. You know, like that could be the tease could be all we need. Alchemy Labs came out, and they're the ones that developed Job Simulator, and they did the Rick and Morty virtual reality, didn't they?
They did.
I think. Yeah,
they did. Based out of Austin.
They're making a new game called Vacation Simulator. Let's move past the job. Let's go to vacation simulation.
Wow.
That was kind of took me by surprise. I mean, I
actually did not see this trailer.
But, oh yeah, it was so like you're like out on the beach and you're hanging out with people and like throwing around beach volleyballs, and then you're flipping burgers on like a little mini grill, and you're like surfing and stuff, I think. And I don't know I don't know if it's gonna be like Job Simulator where you pick like a mode to do and then simulate that. But you have the little robots like floating around out in like this beach paradise, and it's simulating vacation.
That's hilarious.
And very bright and colorful. So I was rather impressed. But yeah, man, it was awesome. So
we'll have to check it out.
We'll see.
For sure.
We'll see how it goes. One of my biggest excitements from this.
What a reveal for this.
Campo Santo?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Campo Santo, the guys behind Firewatch, which was one of my favorite indie game of last year. They announced a new game called In the Valley of Gods coming out in 2019. And when I saw it, I was like, I don't know what exactly. So what I pieced together from this is like, you know, in the first game, the thing that made it really awesome is that you had such a close connection with this woman that you had never met. So you were a character that was on Firewatch, and there was a lot of deep story to it, and you're out there by yourself, and the only communication you had with people was through this radio conversation, the people that you'd see in the distance. This one, you actually have a companion that is there with you, and she's exploring with you, and it looks like that little bag that they had has like a camera in it. So you guys are like explorers that go out and try and take photos of like special moments in the Valley of Gods, I guess. So I don't know what.
I thought there was gonna be like something where like maybe some kind of weird curse thing happening, and
it could be.
It just seemed like you're exploring the stuff, which is fine. You know, Walkie Simulator is fine, and it looks interesting, but
and that's what Firewatch was.
But that's what I had trouble with. Firewatch is there was this lack of presence of threat for me that made I would think make the story more interesting.
Yeah,
and I would
you
hope
think they had threat there.
They did.
It was like like a looming threat the entire time we're playing the game.
Yeah, fire.
No, it was there was a threat of like that person that was coming after you. Like everywhere you went, like he was there and he was leaving clues, and you'd see him in the distance.
Yeah,
yeah.
I never finished the game. It just wasn't appealing to me.
Well, you need to game better.
I guess I do.
I'm just saying. I'm just kidding.
This one looks cool. I mean, it's in Egypt, and I really like the Egyptian culture, especially in that, at least from the back then. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I visually it looked really interesting, and the music was.
I'm just happy
so good.
They're making more stuff.
I am too.
And then they didn't just fall off with Firewatch.
Yeah. So that was awesome. Sea of Thieves had a little trailer.
Is that what that was?
Maybe.
I think it was the restroom when that came on.
I don't know. They had the Sea of Thieves trailer. Finally brought out a release date, March 20th, 2018. If you guys go check out theinnergamer.net, you can look up Sea of Thieves and find our interview with the I forgot their roles, but they're really cool people. The producer, executive producer, and I think
it was the
lead game designer or something like that. Really great guys. Had a blast talking to them all about Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, they were great.
Still don't know what that progression system is yet, but it's going to be revealed at some point.
They're supposed to release it at the end of this year, like a tease of it at least.
I don't know.
We haven't got nothing yet,
but it looked really cool. I'm really excited about it, so that should be fun.
Oh yeah.
Soul Calibur's back. I don't know if you've ever been a Soul Calibur fan. But
I mean, I played it back in the day, but I'm not like too pumped. I'm not like, Soul Calibur.
Well, the main thing is, it's been 5 years since they've had a Soul Calibur, so it's coming back.
Well, good. Hopefully they refine
it.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So that'll be out on a lot of things. And then Bayonetta 3, that was revealed. And I played Bayonetta 2. It was cool. It was hard.
That's what I heard.
This is a Switch exclusive.
That's cool.
That's exciting. So
dang, okay.
They dropped it, man. They got it. And I like how when Reggie comes out, he's like, yeah, I mean, come on, Jeff. Like, this isn't the only thing I can reveal. We're Nintendo. Like, we have one more thing. He was trying to do like a Steve Jobs deal. And he was like, bam, check this out. We got another trailer to launch. So
Bayonetta 3.
This is the year of Nintendo, man. It's the year of Nintendo. They like.
I mean, they haven't blown out. If they haven't blown out the water yet, everyone out there, if you don't think they had done that, I think this year we're going to see a lot of cool stuff. Oh yeah, especially with Metroid coming out. Mm-hmm. Well, it might not come out this next year, but
that'll be like 2019 probably.
2020, something like that.
Yeah. God, it's so far to think about.
Yeah, I know.
Last thing before we jump into our award impressions, because there's a lot of awards that were given out. Death Stranding, that was a thing. And everybody was like, I was listening to people that were like saying, oh, there's not going to be any Death Stranding out there. Like, Hideo Kojima's not going to show up, blah, blah.
Well, I thought I was like, don't release anything until we're closer to release date, right? Which is probably going to be 2020.
Right.
But damn, was this good.
It was weird. It was fucked up.
Oh, it was so weird.
Like, I don't know what this, I mean, I get more of what's happening here, but like, it's just weird. It'll be curious to see what the gameplay is like. I mean, that's what I'm really pumped to see now. Is just
it was like a 5-minute trailer. Go, you guys.
It was like 7 or 8 minutes. It was like super long.
Yeah, really long. Go watch it. Like only Hideo Kojima could create something this weird and glorious all at the same time.
Just say babies and Norman Reedus. That's all you got to say.
So weird. What are the babies,
dude?
What are the babies?
Got to protect the babies. That's
I know.
what I've learned. But yeah, check it out. Really weird, strange. There was definitely some symbolism in there. I didn't quite fully get it, but I noticed they showed bridges on one of the cars. I don't know if that's any relationship to something in the game. There's probably something for that. And there was another thing that flew by afterwards as the camera was panning down to Norman Reedus on the floor. There's just weird stuff, but there was definitely a lot of, and that little thing on the guy's back, the little like robot thing that was shining the light.
Oh yeah,
like what is that?
Little detector.
Yeah,
for these like
maybe that's what it is, like a detector for these invisible things.
No, it was. I mean, it was pointing at him, like it was following it too. Like it's right there, it's right there. It's like, oh shit,
that's crazy.
Cool technology and this stuff, but
it's gonna be interesting. So. Those are our big announcements from the Game Awards. So as you can tell, there was a lot.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the actual Game Awards themselves and what they announced. And then also, if you guys missed our Game of the Year awards, you can go back to theinnergamer.net/151 and you can see all of those. But we're going to go through what was announced, our impressions of those things, as well as did we get stuff right, you know, like with our own awards, and see how they kind of correlate. So
we nailed a few.
We're going to start from not the big one. We're going to go backwards.
Yeah, go backwards
to the other direction. There was a lot of like smaller ones. Like they had the best debut indie game. That's not small, but they said Cuphead, and a lot of us said the indie game was, well, actually not a lot of us. We were all different there. Night in the Woods, Edith Finch, Little Nightmares, Cuphead. Little Nightmares was even a nominee.
Weird,
which is crazy.
I thought, that was still a good game. I mean, so Luis got Cuphead right for best indie game.
Yeah.
Well, not right, but
but he that's what he
Game
picked,
Awards agreed with Luis.
That's the same, yeah. And for those who don't know the Game Awards, like it is judged by not only fans that vote in, but it's also like 51 publications, not us unfortunately, but eventually we will be there. But 51 publications that talk about video games. So IGN, Game Informer, Kind of Funny Games, GameSpot, all those things had a say in these votes.
Very cool.
So that's where that came from.
I'm gonna speed through these.
Yeah, go for it. I was gonna skip like a lot of them.
Okay, I just say we just say them real quick and then be done with it.
I was just gonna say like best esports game was Overwatch. Dr. Disrespect got Training Gamer.
Nice.
Most anticipated game. This was a surprise that none of us said this. The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, I am surprised. Honestly,
I didn't think about it.
I am really pumped for that, but I think God of War really captured me at the end of last year. And I've just been waiting so long for it. Like,
right.
Because it's a game I never got to play. So that's, I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but that's why I didn't pick The Last of Us 2.
Best strategy game was Mario plus Rabbids, so that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, very cool.
I never even, I mean, like we kind of narrowed down a lot of our categories because, you know, some of these, there's just not enough time for us to play all these games.
Right.
So we kind of made them broader and stuff like that. But they have best strategy game, best family game, best fighting game, best RPG, this is weird to me, best action game, and then best action adventure game.
Yeah.
I feel like they're kind of the same.
Yeah.
I mean, they have action in them, but I guess I understand that adventure is more open world maybe.
Best action, I kind of correlate to best shooter. Honestly,
yeah,
but I guess
that's, you know, it's not always, you know.
Yeah, it's true. It's not always that. But then they chose Wolfenstein 2, which is a first-person shooter.
Yeah, it was strange. But
so you want to say what the category was, and then who won it, real quick?
Yeah,
just run through some of these.
Yeah, best role-playing game, Persona 5. We picked a lot of different stuff. Nobody actually said Persona because none of us played it.
Yeah,
but we had Horizon Zero Dawn, Assassin's Creed, Zelda, and Divinity 2. And Divinity 2 was up for RPG for the Game Awards. We have the best sports racing game was Forza Motorsport 7. Best action adventure game was The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. That is probably spot on with us too, sort of.
I gave it.
Yeah, Austin picked that one. That was good. Everybody else was like Odyssey because, I mean, we put Breath of the Wild in the RPG category more so.
Right.
I guess these guys kind of like crossed over a little bit, so that's fair. Best VR AR game, I did not vote this. I know you had this as a consideration, didn't you, or no?
No, I didn't.
Evil 7?
I didn't. I put ROM because I thought it came out this year, but did not.
It did not, no.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably give it to that. I would not want to play Resident Evil 7 in VR.
That's how I am.
Yeah,
that's a little crazy.
We did Robot Recall, me and you.
Robo Recall, yeah. No, that was
fun.
Good. Mobile game went to Monument Valley 2. I was gonna vote Monument Valley, but I thought South Park was more robust of a game. Monument Valley 2 was beautiful. So if you just come from the terms of like art direction, presentation, all that stuff, like it's great. But it was simpler than the first game. So that's why it wasn't much different.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the fact that they added another character, which was cool. It was new gameplay elements, but yeah, but it's still definitely a contender. I mean, Monument Valley was awesome, so
I agree.
Monument Valley won it, the Game Awards. Best independent game also went to Cuphead, so that is synonymous with some of us. They have a category, best ongoing game, which is basically games as a service, more or less.
Overwatch.
They put in Overwatch, yeah, and PUBG was in that category, and then I think Destiny was in that category, and a few others. So
yeah, they definitely have Destiny in there.
Yeah, they had a lot of different folks as we scroll up to the top where the list is. There it is. Grand Theft Auto Online, Rainbow Six Siege, and Warframe. And Warframe was advertised like crazy.
So much. I was like, why are they? They spent a lot of money.
So I feel like I need to get that game.
Right,
or something.
yeah.
I don't know. Apparently it's really good. Games for Impact, which is a great category. Night in the Woods was nominated for this. What Remains of Edith Finch and Hellblade. And Hellblade, of course, got the award.
Very well deserved. I'm very happy for them.
So that was awesome. But it was. I mean, yeah. And also on that note with Hellblade, like Melina Juergens, Juergens, is that what we say?
I think it's Juergens.
Melina, who was the actress for the main character of Hellblade, who played Senua, she won for best performance, which was awesome.
So happy.
And that's what we picked.
So
that was cool.
I mean, if anyone deserves, I mean, they all these people deserve it. Ashley Birch, Brian Bloom, Claudia Black, Laura Bailey, amazing performances by all of them. Oh. To have her come in as a non-actress,
as a video editor,
and then fucking nail this like no other, she definitely deserves it.
Yeah, I agree.
She made the game. The game is basically her.
Yeah. It's her and her thoughts in her head and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, do you see any other characters in there, or is it just...
Yeah, there's other characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously like the evil things and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, there's like other characters that you see in your mind and stuff.
Okay.
You see your husband. It's mostly just voices of other people, but you do see some faces.
Okay.
So, very few.
Well, audio design went to Hellblade as well, which that was going to be my vote, but then I switched it to Super Mario at the last minute.
Yeah.
But I was like on the fence with that one, because for me, like Hellblade, just having not played it, but knowing the premise behind it, like the voices in your head, like that has to be damn difficult to get right.
Oh, yeah.
So
for music and sound design, everyone put... Oh, wait, no. Brett and Louise put Odyssey, and then me and Devin put Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't even thinking about this at the time. I don't know why, but I would have gave it to Hellblade.
That's
yeah,
like a big
I know.
part of it.
There's just so many games that come out. I was like, trying to flip through everything. And
yeah, there's a lot. Best art direction obviously went to Cuphead. I mean, like that's... I think a lot of us chose that. So everybody but Devin, he was Destiny too. But like Cuphead was just, I mean, and it's kind of, it's not unfair, but it's like, it was I mean, nobody's done this before. So of course it's going to get best art direction. It's just, this is new. That nobody's seen this. It's
right.
incredible.
I don't have to play this game to know that it's damn good art direction.
It's on sale right now for $17.99.
Really?
I might pick it up. Yeah, check it out.
Very nice.
Best score music with the Nier Automata.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
That was cool.
Or
Automata. And then this made me so happy. Best narrative. This could have gone to anybody. But
really? Wait, let's look at the nominees.
Yeah, let's look at the nominees. Pull those up. Where's go up?
Best narrative? Yeah, it's like right at the top.
It's right there. Here we go. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata, Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, and What Remains of Edith Finch. Who got it? What Remains of Edith Finch.
Amazing.
Hell yeah. Congratulations to those guys. Yes. We had them on our podcast, episode 121, I think it was. Go to our Facebook page. We just posted it today, actually. But
or when you see this video, it should
my
be on
goodness, it was fantastic. Short game, 2 hours, hour and a half tops.
Yeah, you could probably play through an hour and a half.
So rich in storytelling in that little bit of time.
And if you go listen to podcasts, it's funny to see how it kind of came about, because originally they had more of a structured story, but then towards the end they ended up, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, they ended up just having different people make these different stories and somehow tie them all together. Kind of last minute, or...
Well, what he said was they weren't trying to build a story necessarily. Like they knew the basic idea of what they were going to do,
Right.
but their goal was they just had these different ideas of gameplay things that they want to try, and they were like, how can we make a story out of this fit together?
Okay.
So they had like tons of different like gameplay ideas. Like we wanted to have a shark swim under the water. We wanted to have you fly through the air. We wanted to have what's it like for a baby sitting in here. And they just threw out all these ideas, and we're like, now how do we execute this? And then how do we make it fit into the story? So, I mean, it was so like kind of like on the whim thrown together,
Right.
but in such a like the fact that they made all those pieces work was just awesome.
Play this game, get past the first 15 minutes because at least for me, like I thought it was kind of weird. You get in this house, you don't really know what's going on, but once you start rolling through those stories,
weird. I mean, everything about it was just crazy.
right?
But yeah, super good, well deserved for sure.
So me and Brett put Wolfenstein. Actually, no, all of us across the board put Wolfenstein as best narrative.
Yeah. I'm glad this got it. I mean, this is like my 1B 1A kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna vote for that, but it's just like Wolfenstein's such a long experience, and like the story is really good. It's really gripping, but this is
Very unique,
different for sure.
Yeah.
Best game direction and game of the year went to one person, one company, Nintendo. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
I'm pretty sure Mario Odyssey was in there too. Yeah, Mario Odyssey was in there as well
But
as a nominee.
they both got it. One company, Zelda: Breath of the Wild, got both of them. Took it home.
Took it home.
That was it. Zelda got it. Everybody was saying Zelda's game of the year, and then everybody was like, "Oh man, Super Mario came out. All these other great games came out, but it still managed to bring it home." Breath of the Wild.
Well deserved. Well deserved. Brett put Odyssey. I put Wolfenstein. Devin also put Odyssey, and Luis put Zelda. It was a hard pick. I don't know about you guys. Like I was torn because early on, like I put over 80 hours to Legend of Zelda, and I mean it was definitely up on my top 3 for game of the year.
Oh yeah, for
let
sure.
alone top 5. But just Wolfenstein's story was so gripping to me. I feel like I couldn't overlook it this year, and to see that, I don't think it was even nominated for a game of the year, was it?
Which one, Wolfenstein?
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
Horizon, Persona 5, PUBG. I don't agree with that. Super Mario Odyssey, and of course Legend of Zelda. But yeah, well deserved. It was their first Game of the Year award at the Game Awards, so that's really exciting too.
Yeah,
man. So hopefully the next one's even better.
Right.
Been bigger, you know.
So that's it. That's the Game Awards, guys. I mean, there's a lot. I'd like to know from everybody watching, like what your thoughts are on your favorite, like your biggest surprises and your biggest disappointments of these announcements. Is there something there you're like, man, like I wish this got this award, or other ones where you're just like, hell yeah, this is exactly what it should have been. And tell us what your favorite announcements were, because I'm curious to know, like, you know, what you know, if there's something we didn't talk about, like let us know what those are as well, and we'll, you know, talk about it in the comments and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna close this out when my script is available to read off here.
We don't use scripts. We talk about
Don't forget to head over to theinnergamer.net and catch our full podcast episodes every week. We are taking a break, however, because it's Christmas and holidays.
Video games are over for the year.
Video games are over for the year. I mean, this is the Game Awards. Like, you got PUBG coming out, and like we've already talked about that, so that's there.
Yeah.
But either way, go to theinnergamer.net. You can check out all of our stuff, our videos, YouTube videos, and our blog articles, and our podcasts, and the whole 9 yards.
Go to our Facebook and find pictures. Our Instagram, where we you know, put our story out there at least every day. You know,
basically awesome
cool
story. But
I represent all of us. So.
Yeah, he represents everybody.
Some good stuff there. Funny
but
stuff.
Yeah, check that out. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel, youtube.com/theinnergamer. And you can keep up all the latest video game news and opinions you care about right here on The Inner Gamer On. So with that, I bid you adieu. My name is Brandon Oski.
I'm Austin Morales, and we'll catch you guys on the next Inner Gamer On.
On the flip side. Flip.
No, we're not flip. Okay.
Flip.